going to be talking about the Legend of the Lion King show and where those puppets are today. Let's talk about it. So, the Legend of the Lion King is the name of a former attraction that was hosted by two Disney parks. One being at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World, and the other was by Disneyland Paris. Although both attractions shared similar themes in the way they presented themselves, both shows were inspired by the Disney hit film, The Lion King. They were two completely different shows. So let's start with the Disney World show. The Legend of the Lion King at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World was a stage performance, retelling the story of the film using life-size puppets. The show debuted on July 8, 1994, taking place in the same theater that is currently used for Mickey's PhilharMagic and Fantasyland. The Legend of the Lion King replaced the 3D movie Magic Journeys, which was shown in the Fantasyland Theater for 6 years from December 1987 through December 1993. The show featured what Disney would describe as Disney humanimals. I'm not making this up, humanimals. That's a word that Disney used. Sounds to me like Danimals. Disney humanimals, which are larger-than-life figures that look just like their animated film counterparts. Pretty much in Disney terms, they're just glorified large puppets. The Mufasa Disney humanimal measured 7 feet long from tail to tip, 6 feet tall, and was perched upon an 8-foot Pride Rock. The stage for the show was 125 feet wide and was bigger than the seating area in order to permit the use of giant sets. The attraction closed on February 23, 2002 to be replaced by Mickey's PhilharMagic. Also, if you would like to see a behind the scenes on how these gigantic puppets were performed by these very talented puppeteers, you can check out Anna Cabrera's YouTube channel, where she actually shows and features a video of all the behind the scenes during a show on how they actually operated these puppets. It's a really cool thing to see, and hats off to all those puppeteers who had some crazy stamina to keep these gigantic characters up in the air for so long. You're probably wondering, where are those puppets today? One article online actually found out from another source of where these puppets were stored right after the show had closed. Someone found the puppets at the Jim Henson Creature Shop that was once housed at the walking tour portion of the Backlot Studio Tour, and this is what they look like then. As you can see, there's a Pumbaa, Star almost looks half dead, one of the hyena characters, and a sleeping Simba. After this, there were years where no one knew the whereabouts of the puppets and they kind of just guessed they were in a Disney warehouse somewhere. A huge thank you and shout out to a very reliable, knowledgeable source that told me Disneyland Paris had received those puppets from the Legend of the Lion King show. Disneyland Paris continued to use them moving forward. Then again, they only got some of the puppets, not all. According to my very reliable yet anonymous source, they said, and I quote, "Aside from hyenas, Pumbaa, and the big lion puppets, the rest came to Disneyland Paris, where we used them up until 2016. The ones that were especially given to Disneyland Paris were Zazu and the kid version of Simba and Nala." According to my source, they still use Zazu from that same show every now and then. But thanks to recent events, we actually have updates on the puppets that were not sent to Disneyland Paris. A huge shout out and thank you to the CharactersPhotosBlog, where they actually posted on their Twitter, X. Because of the recent Destination D23 Expo event that took place in Florida, I was in the last couple of weeks of September, so like recently. A display was there of the live puppets from the Legend of the Lion King. Puppets that were on display were Shinzi, Bonsai, and Ed. And Pumbaa were on display at Destination D23. We have a couple of the hyenas, and then there's Pumbaa. Now on to the Disneyland Paris show. Legend of the Lion King at Disneyland Paris ran from June 26, 2004 to July 2009 and played at the Videopolis Theater, located in Discoveryland. Unfortunately, this show was just more musical based, featured Simba and Pumbaa. Those look like a different set of puppets than what was used in the actual Walt Disney World show, and like my anonymous source said, not all the puppets from the Walt Disney World show were given to them. It also gave a retelling of the original story, but at the same time, Timon is the one that started the show, and it was like his version of putting on a stage production of a retelling of The Lion King. And then you got those brief little interruptions from Pumbaa and Simba. I definitely recommend that you go in the description below and check out both shows. Let me know what you think. While doing research for this video, I also came upon a show that was also featured at Disneyland Paris called Timon's Mata Dance, Lion King and Jungle Festival, which was also a show at Disneyland Paris that featured Timon and Pumbaa and a set of live actors that would kind of sing and dance the songs from the Lion King movie. Zazu was also featured in this show, so I got to ask my reliable yet anonymous source, and I quote, "This is from Disney's Once Upon a Dream Parade. I believe it's a different puppet than the one from the Legend of the Lion King, as the show ran at Videopolis until 2009 and the parade started in 2007. The Legend of the Lion King show at Videopolis also used a Simba puppet facing Pumbaa, which was also different than the parade one. That Simba puppet is still located in the theater behind walls, even though the show closed about 15 years ago. As you can see in the picture, The fake rock to the right of the screen is a sliding door and Simba is right there. End quote. That's kind of sad that Simba's just been there all this time, kicking it. Just like, oh yeah, I'm here behind the rock. Let me know in the comments below, what are some of your favorite characters or songs from the original Lion King movie? I would love to know. Leave me a comment below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to check out the next puppet related video on the screen right here. I think you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you over there.